Today we are playing Flashback, the quest for identity. We wanted to let that amazing cinematic play out. Obviously it's full motion video, very well animated, and just gets you absolutely pumped for this game.
And now we're going to see what comes next.
What comes next is walking and falling down a ledge.
And beeping.
And falling down a ledge.
And beeping. Ambient sounds. Taking an elevator.
Waiting for elevators. More waiting. Waiting for a train.
Taking a train.
Failing to obtain work papers. Obtaining a work permit. Saving. Still saving. Still saving. Still saving. Charging a battery. Duracell. More elevators. Getting your ID. Taking a taxi. Exciting. There it goes. This game isn't so much a game, but more a life skills simulator for kids with special needs. Alright, so this game was developed in 1992. Obviously we use some deceptive editing. There is more to it than that, but that is one of your major complaints with this game if you want to start us off.
Yeah, it kind of... You're walking and you're throwing a rock and you're picking this up and then you're walking some more and you're waiting for elevators. It's not dynamic.
As you can see here, so we are on Earth and now we have an elevator. So it was developed in 1992. It was actually developed for the Genesis, and it came out first for the Amiga, and then it was released for the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo version is not as good as the Genesis. This is a true example of Sega does what Nintendo don't. There is some slowdown in this, but the frame rate in this is much better than the Genesis version. And I need to shoot this police officer. That's the other thing that this game teaches you. Just start getting into gunfights with police officers. The Nintendo version is also edited. They remove the word kill. There's a bar on the New Washington level. They changed that to a coffee shop. But this is one of my favorite... This is actually one of my favorite games. I played it as a kid. They advertised it, even though it was developed for the Genesis. Like I said, first came out for the Amiga, and this was advertised as the first CD-ROM game ported to a cartridge. And it's absolutely fantastic. You can see Conrad's movements are animated using rotoscoping, same technique used in Disney cartoons. So it looks fantastic. The graphics are great. His movements are very dynamic and more realistic than typical video games of the time. This is one of my favorite levels. It's Earth in the year 20-something, way the fuck in the future. You see they've tried to do something with the environment here. So I really like it, but it is a true computer game. So you have to, see, I fucked that up. Now the elevator goes all the way to the top. Now it goes all the way back down. You have to do things in a certain order. On the computer, it would be a point-and-click adventure. Time to charge the batteries. So I can see how this would be a little tedious on your end.
Yes, it's not something that I grew up playing, and I will give credit where credit is due. The cutscenes are fantastic, the live-action opening that's never been done in a video game before, so it is innovative. It's just very repetitive and very, if you don't get things in the right order, you're in trouble. It's very precise, and if you don't follow that precision, you're not really going to have a good time playing.
And it's a lot of puzzle solving.
With not that many clues to what you need to do.
And I'm sucking because I'm talking and I'm trying to play it with my ass.
Which, on one hand, it's taking credit, hey, you need to be intelligent to play this game. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to change what we're doing to market to the Sega, to the Super Nintendo, to, 90s kids.
Yeah, this
play
is
it
not.
or don't.
Yeah, this is not Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right. I didn't grow up playing this, so to me, watching this is boring as watching paint dry. Like, this is not dynamic. This is not fun for me to watch.
And playing it can be very frustrating. Like this, that took us opening this up and playing it again, doing the long jumps like that, took us a long time to figure out because the controls are not intuitive at all. And then, yep, like you said, it's extremely repetitive. I just did this with the police. We'll do this again. And battles are very much the same thing. You shoot, you roll. I need to go back and get more shield. Ah, he's still alive. Yep, and you're dead. And it's very unforgiving with save and checkpoints because now we are all the way back at the beginning. But yeah, so when this came out, it was extremely innovative for its time. I think it looks phenomenal. I enjoy it because I enjoy this slow paced. It's very, very story driven. The cutscenes drive the story along. It looks fantastic with the hand-drawn animation and the rotoscoping. This was one of my favorite games as a kid, but as we said, it can be extremely boring. Do not play it on the Super Nintendo if you're going to play it on a console because the frame rate is horrible, which makes the cutscenes look awful. The content is edited, and it's just not an enjoyable experience. But that is Flashback, The Quest for Identity. Do you have anything to add before we close this out? What is, out of 5 stars, what's your rating?
See, it's not very fair for me to give a rating, I think, because I'd have to say like a 1 because I don't particularly enjoy it. I acknowledge that it's innovative and amazing for what it is, but it's just, if I never saw it again, I wouldn't be sad.
And you will never have to see it again because we played through it and we're just revisiting it for the purposes of this video. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5, but that's mostly for nostalgia. So, if you have the ability, I would recommend Flashback, The Quest for Identity. My lovely wife here would not.